way to get it
Yeah.
usable.
Yeah. So we in that case we can do the drain, and then we can do the chlorine bath. I didn't see your pool equipment. Let me check it out real quick, just to kind of see what you have.
Well, we're gonna walk around that way, because I want, yeah, we gotta go this way.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I just wanted to check out your pool equipment because
Yeah.
see what you have. But yeah, so for the pool, um, normally for a chlorine bath, drain and do a chlorine bath, $400 to drain and sanitize the walls, and then I charge $60 to clean the filter, to clean the cartridges inside the filters, and then just add in the.
Do you recommend new filters?
Yes. How long have you had those cartridges?
About a year and a half, maybe. Two.
Okay, so yeah, it's usually about 2 years, depending on how often you're cleaning the filters.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I can take a look, and see the condition, and then kind of go from there. So that's, and of course I gotta look at your filters too. Like, is the tank like pretty old, or is it like newer
No,
recently?
it came with the pool.
Oh, okay, so it's pretty old then. Okay, so I'll check it out, and then I'll just give you my recommendation, and again, you do whatever you want to do, and then yeah, I mean
How
that's.
often would you come by?
We come by every week.
Uh-huh.
I'm in the area on Mondays. So Mondays, Mondays will be the day where we come, and basically, I come, I brush all around the tile line. I brush the steps, and then vacuum the bottom, net the surface. I clean the skimmer basket, the pump basket. I check the chemicals, and I add the chemicals, acid, chlorine tablets, whatever is needed. And the only thing, that is, so for the monthly service for a pool like this, I charge 160 a month. So that's, I guess, 4 times, that I'll come in the week.
Yeah.
Some months have five weeks, but for the most part, weekly, just come, check the water, clean in, making sure everything's good, and we're always inspecting your pool equipment, making sure that there's no leaks. If we see a leak or air in the systems, whatever, like, we'll let you know, and we'll address that, to make sure everything's working properly.
Yeah.
And so basically every week, 160, and the other expenses, the filter cleanings, which I have to see what type of filters you have, but it's normally between like 4 or 5 months that we clean the filters,
Uh-huh.
depending on how much debris and dirt is coming into the water. And in the summer, that's the only additional fee that I have. It's a mineral, like, I add minerals to the water in the summer, in April or May, and that is just to help me maintain the water better, and actually, like, I'm able to, like, maintain the water at a better chlorine level, because usually in the summer you gotta keep it kind of high because it's so hot here in the desert. So with the minerals, it helps me to keep that level a little lower. And if there's like a day where, like, because I'm only here on Monday, let's say, right? And sometimes by like Saturday or Sunday, like, maybe you were swimming a lot and then it runs out of chlorine. In the summer, like, that one day or two, like, it's just gonna turn that pool like green right away. And with the minerals, it's kind of like a buffer. It allows to, like, a day or two, no big deal, and then I come the next Monday, shock the pool and everything, and so it makes it a lot easier to maintain and healthier for you.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, I have a pump to pump it out.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, it's a little.
Yeah.
You know,
How
and I
big?
Put it into the sewer.
Yeah, how big is it?
I've already drained it the last time I drained it,
Okay.
I used it.
So
And
it takes
took about a day and a half.
Oh, okay, so it's a very small pump. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Took about a day and a half.
Yeah.
But because I got to watch. I'm 75 years old. I got a limited income,
Yeah,
so I got to watch that too.
yeah,
But I think the price for maintaining it is not an issue. I'm great
Okay.
with that. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's the usual price pretty
Yeah.
much everywhere. And so it would just take draining it, cleaning it.
mm-hmm.
I can order the filters online and get them here in 2 or 3
Yeah.
days.
Yep,
And I just need to know which filters, because that's how I got them last time.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I can check and I can,
I'm sure they're more expensive now than they were.
yeah.
3 years, 2 years, almost 3 years.
Oh
ago.
yeah, 3. Oh yeah. So I'll give you an idea. Like I don't know what you have, but like normally it's about $300. 250, 300, 350, depending on the size of your filters.
Yeah. Okay.
So we can
let
take
me
a look
grab
at-
a pencil and paper,
Yeah.
and we'll go over and look at what we
Yeah, yeah. Sounds good. Yeah. So this is a pool. It's not a big pool. It's a kind of small-ish, like kind of medium. So. But yeah, the plaster's pretty old here, but we'll take care of that.
fixed.
Man, what happened here?
Truck ran into that.
Oh wow.
Lost control
Oh man.
in my block.
Yeah.
All these houses, you had to hit mine.
Yeah. All right. So these guys, it's pretty old. I can see it. So it's a Hayward filter. So these cartridges, this is the 520. Or actually, hold on. The Hayward is, I think they call it like 5020. What is it right here? See, well, the numbers here. But it's a 500 and
You said 50 smart filter, and right here.
5520. This guy right here. Yeah, because this is very old, and usually the cartridges are like 5020. That's what they call them, but it's like a 500 square foot filter, so it's like the largest cartridges. So,
And there's 4 of them.
yeah, there's 4 of them, so we
I
can
also
check.
have
Yeah, you got a leak right there, which
a
is
little drill.
yeah, it's coming from this coupler here. I guess they
Well,
didn't use
shit, the
enough.
fix for that would be take all this off, huh? Cut it all off.
Well, it could be that we could, put a coupler that goes over this, and then it could, we could replace this union here, this guy right here. So it could go from here.
Well,
So
right.
these can be replaced, yeah.
Well, you'd have to go back and put this back, right?
Well, we'll have to put a new one.
This part.
Yeah, because it's already glued here, so we just need to replace this whole thing, this screw here with this part, put a new one in, and put the new plumbing right here, so that'll fix that, and then that would be that. But the filter, I mean, it's just also for safety, because they're so old, and they can crack and all that, so I know it's not cheap, but
I know my son had this replaced, and it was $1,200.
1,200? Wait a minute, how long ago?
This was like around 6 months ago.
Same size?
Yeah, exactly. The
Brand
same.
new?
Yeah,
It's
it's a bit high, huh?
No, that's actually low.
Really?
Yeah, because these go for usually $2,200, $2,200 or $2,400.
Really?
Yeah, like if you just look at the price of the filter, this one, I don't know how much it is online, but it's probably just the filter online is probably like $1,400, $1,500. Just the filter without the installation.
Wow.
I mean, you can look it up,
Yeah,
but that's why I was like 1,200. Like
Yeah, it was probably.
that's it.
I
it's
don't
more
know
than
if
that.
it was
Yeah.
brand new or what.
Yeah, I mean,
I
brand
haven't
new.
looked at
Yeah,
it.
brand new. Like that's what I like this. If I were to replace this, it's I could do 2200. Some people charge like 2400. I can do 22 and replace the whole tank, right? With the labor and everything. So yeah, but
Because when we fix this, we might as well.
I would recommend replacing the whole filter, because that way, like, you're already gonna cut all this stuff and do the work, so might as well. I mean, you need it, right? So it's pretty old, so you know you want to change your cartridges when when you have like a filter that's like under 7 years old, under 10 years sometimes. If it's covered, then it lasts longer, because it's not the sun is not hitting on this thing,
Yeah.
and wearing it out. So that's why it's all faded like that. So
Okay.
yeah. So then when you have a filter like that, you can replace the cartridges every few years. But once it's in this condition, like, just like, we gotta get a new one, and just that way you're good for another 10 years. And again, if you were to cover this, here, put a cover over the filter, then it helps to protect your pump and your filter, and then from
So
the
it's
elements.
worth
From yeah, because if you think about when it's raining and stuff, like, that water is just getting in there, and the humidity it's getting in the motor, and that's how, like, when it rains here in Vegas, like, the next day I get a bunch of calls. My motor's not working because the humidity gets in there, and when the motor turns on, it like bump, it goes out, because the humidity in the motor. So, like, if you keep it from getting wet, it's gonna last longer, because it's not gonna be exposed to to the weather. Same with this guy here, and the sun is just like, look at this, right? It's all faded. See
Yeah,
the
I used to
fiberglass.
have a sunshade over it,
Yeah.
and it fell apart. The wind tore it up.
Yeah.
But, I might have to do that again. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
So
it's
to
just
drain the pool is 400. You said?
yeah, to drain and do the chlorine bath. Yeah.
Okay. I have to write everything down.
No, yeah. I mean, and I need to get some sheets, like estimate sheets or something too, so I can write it out
That's
too.
okay.
Yeah. I usually just do a quick. But here, I mean, everything looks good here with with the pump. I don't see any
I don't
leaks.
know how much time I have, and I don't want to spend everything just making this work when I'm going to sell the house.
Yeah, no, I mean, the pump seems fine. I don't see any issues. It's not
Yeah, I
leaking.
run it number one
Yeah.
for 8 hours.
Okay.
Number two for 6 hours. So it
Like a
runs-
lower speed.
Yeah, lower
Yeah.
speed.
Yeah, that's good. That's
But
good.
you can double check that, make sure
Yeah.
we're good on that.
Yeah, and I don't see any issues. I mean, the valves should be okay. I don't see like any air getting in here, so that's good. So the only thing is just that little leak, and might as well, like I said, replacing this filter and put in a new one. That'll make everything work, the way it's supposed to be working. So
Yeah. The biggest pain in the butt changing these filters is this clamp.
yeah.
This clamp, the bolt is sharp.
Oh, it's short. Yeah. I know what you're saying. So the way I deal with that is, when I put in the clamp, I have a mallet and I tap all
Around
around
the-
to kind of like get a little bit more meat on the thread, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
But
that's
I
what I
know what
did.
you're saying. It is a pain.
Pain in the butt.
But the new filters have a longer thread, and then it's a lot easier to get it in there. So
that would be great.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think here that is it here on this side. So, what? Let me check your panel real quick. What do you have? Like a mechanical timer?
This was the old pump.
Oh, you got this type of.
That doesn't. That's all.
Oh, it's
disconnected.
direct from the breaker to this, right?
Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't.
It's all the controls.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that type of timer.
Well, that's Leslie Poole for $25,000.
There you go. All right. So,
when? What? Where are we at?
where are we at? Let's do. I can stop by on Monday and start draining the pool. I have where you know where the clean out is, the pipe where you drain?
Yeah.
Because I'll need to see where that is.
Right there.
Oh, it's buried in there, or is that?
It's
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, because so yeah, my pump, it'll drain that pool in about 7 hours. So I usually bring my pump because it's just faster, right? So I can drop it off on Monday, and then come back on Tuesday to clean the walls and sanitize and all of that, and then that same day, I'll be done and I can start filling up the pool.
okay. So on Monday, you're gonna put it in the pool and start it draining.
Yes.
So in 7 hours, I'm just gonna unplug it.
Yeah, usually the pump has like
Don't
a
wanna burn your pump off.
yeah, it's got an auto like shut off that it'll just stop.
Oh, okay.
Then you can disconnect once it's like all empty, but yeah, it's got the automatic shut off valve. So then yeah, it'll be just done draining, and then because right now it's still kind of hot, and because of your plaster, it's kind of old. Like I like to just like get it done quick, like as soon as it's out of water, like get working, get everything cleaned up. I usually like to drain overnight,
Yeah.
right? So the sun is not like hitting
Yeah.
on the pool, and then in the morning I come clean it, put the hose in there, and boom, let's fill it up. And that's how I like to do it right now, because it's like still pretty hot, like 100 degrees. So like
So we could do it on Monday afternoon late.
yeah, Monday evening around 4 or 5, we can start draining.
Yeah.
And then next day I come clean it, start filling up, so the plaster's not sitting there
Yeah.
for too long. And then so that we can get that started. And then you let me know if you want me to get a filter, or you want to
Well, I'm gonna.
yeah,
check,
just let me know on
see,
that. Yeah.
And I'll give you.
Yeah, just think about it, whatever.
Now,
And,
when
yeah.
when we do the drain,
Uh-huh.
what do we do about the filters? We don't do nothing. Or
So
we
so
change them?
so that's the thing, because if we drain and get the new water, like I would like to either buy the new cartridges or the new filter instead of just cleaning them. Or let's say this, like let's say you want to wait a few months to get the filter, like we can clean the cartridges just for now to like get the pool rolling, and then when you tell me, hey, I'm ready for the filter, then we can change it. But if
It's just a lot.
yeah, no, I get
in
it.
one
So
month.
yeah, I get it. So like if you decide, like I said,
I'd
in
like
a few
to
months,
delay it. My
Yeah.
son uses the same filters.
Yeah.
He's got 8 filters at his house,
right? Okay.
and he's already cleaned them.
Yeah. So
So I'll just get 4 from
yeah, in
him.
that case, let's do that. Let's put those in there or clean them or whatever, and then let's wait a few months, and then once you're ready, then
And it'll be cooler.
yeah,
It'll
that's
be
why it's okay. It's no big deal. So
Yeah.
I get it. It's just too much at once. So let's spread it out a little bit and be comfortable with it, and then we'll go from there.
That would be absolutely fantastic.
Yep. So yeah, so that's the plan. Let's do that. On Monday, I'll. Will you be here? Is there access to the gate?
I will be here.
Okay.
But like I showed you, you can just.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll text you when I'm heading here.
That's great.
Yeah, and that way, I'll let you know, give you a heads up, set it up.
Any help I can be. I don't mind helping out. I'm just
Yeah.
slow.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's
But I'll get
it's
with
simple.
my son and get his filter.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then,
Yeah, we can
so
do that
What do you think? Would you like your truck to look like this?
like this.
Yeah. It went through the wall in the bedroom.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He came up and he hit it, and he pushed. We had both vehicles in there.
Uh-huh.
Pushed my truck into the bedroom.
Into the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't there, right?
No, I was in the living room, and my
Okay.
wife was in a different bedroom.
Oh wow! So you heard a loud bang, and you're
Oh,
like,
the
"What?
house shook.
Oh my!"
This is a metal house.
So what? Do you, so whose truck is this?
What?
So it's so somebody hit you,
Someone came in and hit that,
right?
knocked the door in,
Ah,
and knocked hit the truck.
oh wow!
Knocked it into
Yeah, I
the-
see that.
knocked it into the bedroom. So
Wow.
we have a bedroom damage and a garage damage. Which
Yeah.
is a big deal.
So okay, so hopefully you have like insurance or
Oh
something.
yeah.
Yeah,
Full
yeah.
coverage.
Yeah, but it's still pretty scary, you know, like
Oh,
you're in your house at peace and then boom, like what is going on?
And it's structural too. They have it shored up.
Oh, I
right
see
now,
that. Yeah,
but
that's
that corner's drooping.
oh wow.
So it's
Yeah.
a big deal. It's a reconstruction along with
Yeah.
structural inspections and all of that.
Yeah.
It's a big
No,
deal.
that's that yeah.
So I mean, and that's going to cost me some money, I'm sure. you
Yeah.
know, and
There's always
lost
something.
revenues or whatever. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So we'll see you Monday.
yeah, we'll see you
afternoon?
Monday. Yes, you know, we'll get it rolling.
Would you rather cash or check? Or
Either
how do you
way.
get paid?
Yeah, either way, cash, check is fine.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
whatever's
we'll
easier
take
for
care
you.
of you.
Okay.
No problem.
All right.
We'll get that $400 paid off, and then we'll give you the 160 whenever
Yep.
you get paid on the first.
Yes.
Okay,
Sounds good.
that sounds great.
Okay.
Do this.
All right. Well, let's do it.
I
So,
appreciate it.
all right.
Thank
We'll
so
see you.
much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
No problem. So I like to be transparent, and I like to. I want the license plates. I like to be upfront and give. I like to make the customer feel comfortable, and I like to let them know that I understand. You know, I understand, especially right now, like. The economy is not great, right? A lot of people are struggling, and if I just come, like, what happens is, what turns people off is that if you come and then you're like, hey, you need this, you need that, you know, like all this bunch of money, and then, you know, then you're dropping like, okay, it's gonna be $2,000 or $3,000, right, to start, like to get started. Like we gotta do this, and then so we can get your pool going, and that's pretty overwhelming, and that is the first impression that you're giving to the customer. You're coming and you're literally like pointing things out and like, okay, this is everything that's wrong with your pool, and I'm here to fix it. Sure, yes you are, because you're the professional, but you know, everybody's got their own mindset and their own things that are going through, and the reality is that like some people don't have the money, and even if they have the money, they gotta work their way to like kind of understand that, okay, yes, I do need this, right? Because a lot of people don't want to spend that much money, especially on like pool stuff. Like they will spend money on a TV or something like that, right? Like, but a pool is like, oh, like pool equipment is outside. I don't care. I don't see it. As long as it's working, that's all I need, right? Like I don't need anything else. But you know, just being up front and just looking at the reality of the pool equipment, I told them, you know, the way everything is, you know, honesty is huge, and some people can read you better than others, right? Like some people are very careful because people have been taken advantage, right? And now they're to the point where like they're gonna listen to like anything that you say, and listen to your expressions and how you're talking. And if you are who you are and you're relaxed and you're just upfront and honest, like they sense that, you know, and that is something that a lot of times we don't think about, right? Like there's like this huge disconnect between like trying to portray something, right? Like how do I make them feel comfortable? And how I make them feel comfortable is like I understand, you know, like that everybody is at a different stage in their lives, and you know, some people cannot afford, you know, the extra expense, and I'm not gonna come with that customer, you know. You can read people real quick in the sense of like you kind of look at their house and kind of like if you listen to what they're saying, you know, if they start by like, oh, you know, I'm retired and I'm barely making it, like you know, like I'm not gonna drop like, oh yeah, you gotta replaster your pool and like filter, and you know, like you gotta be sensitive to what the customer is communicating, right? And when you are sensitive and you're perceiving what they're saying, and it's not so much like if you're thinking about the money, if you're thinking about like, oh, like I gotta sell a brand new filter, a brand new pump, like every new pool, you know, like then you know you're just looking for the money, and just looking for the money in a business does not work. And I'll explain what I mean. Like I mean, it works for a period of time, but it's not sustainable, right? And there's other things that you need to do so that business operates, right? And that's just how it is. Like you just focus on the money. Like, okay, think about Amazon, right? Like Amazon or big companies like Facebook, you know, all these companies, like the big companies. If you think about how they operate and how they came to be what they are, right? Even Tesla, like just look at any big company, right? Like, you know, they start providing a service, you know, and they're not making money for years and years, right? Like in years and years. But what they're doing is they're fulfilling a need and providing a service for free, right? Like they're, you know, Facebook, like you're able to connect with your friends and people, and like, what does that cost you? I would say nothing, but that's not true. It's costing you your privacy, right? It's costing you the information you're giving them for free, right? Like they're saying, hey, here's a free app that you can use to do what you need to do, but in exchange, right, if you free their contracts or agreements, you're giving up your privacy. Now, why? Because they want to know who you are, what you do, and all those things. Like their first objective is to understand who you are, right? And then once they understand who you are, the money you have, you know, like everything, what you like, are you in a relationship, right? Like that all becomes very targeted marketing, right? Where they know, oh, you know, they know your wife is pregnant, so they're gonna start sending you, you know, oh, you know, diapers and like, you know, all this stuff, cribs and, you know, furniture and stuff, because they know, right? Like, how do they know? Well, because they're getting the information from you, like you're providing that information. Now that's at a big scale, but my point is that they didn't start with like, let's get the money, right? Like, think about it, right? They didn't start, like, they're providing a service. Even Amazon, like I sold on Amazon, I understand how it works, and I understand the margins on Amazon. And you know, it's crazy that like as a seller, like there could be like very low margins or big margins depending on what you're doing and the type of products. But like even Amazon, like their margins that they're operating at, like they're very low, because, and that's why I think they lean on the seller, right? Like as far as like taking the percentage that they're taking, because they gotta sustain their business, right? But their main objective first is to make that business grow and gather all the people, and then provide other services like the Prime Video, free delivery, like all that kind of stuff. All that to say that like you need to focus on the customer. The customer will tell you what they need, and the more questions that you ask, the more you would understand, right? Like who your customer is, and the better you can communicate. Listen to this video again And look at the way I spoke. I'm very intentional about what I do. Listen to my words very carefully because I'm not trying to push him. I told him his reality, what he needs, and it's up to him.